Hey everyone, it's Denise Brown from caringourway.com. This is a soul break. Every month, we take a few moments to take a break from whatever is draining us. Today, we're going to take a soul break from worries because we have a lot of worries these days. You are always welcome to join me live. Our live event happens on the third Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can register to join me through caringourway.com, which is our community. And I post archives for you to watch on caringourway.com and on our YouTube channel. So feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our community. I'm going to ask you to consider some questions as we go through our soul break. So feel free to have something to jot down notes, pen and paper, or your phone. This is 20 minutes for you to just receive from me. It's a few moments to just relax into our soul break. Let's start. Lots to worry about these days, and that makes it hard. And I always think it's nice to be able to take a break from worrying because worrying is draining. And we have so many other things going on in our life. To be able to take back some time spent in worrying can give us more time during our day. I'd like you to take a moment and write down what worries you. You can write down one big worry. You can write down 2 or 3, whatever comes to mind when you think of this question. What worries me? And I'll also say you could think of the question as, who do I worry about? Worries define us as family caregivers. You might hear definitions of who a family caregiver is based on tasks and chores, and that doesn't really apply to everyone. However, we all have worries when we're in a caregiving situation, which is why I think it's so helpful to use a different definition around caregiving. And that definition is when we are worried about someone, we are a family caregiver. You could think of answering those 2 questions. What do you worry about? Who do you worry about today? And they could be categories as you think and reflect on your worries, or you could pick one of the questions and think through, what's my answer today? We know that worries change throughout our day, from day to day, week to week. If helpful, as we go through our soul break today, you could use what we talk about today on a regular basis to help you take care of your worries. I also want to mention that you might hear when you express a worry, someone say to you, "Why are you worrying about that? It's not going to happen." Just want to mention that is not a helpful response. If someone says that to you, turn that off because it's noise. We are not going to judge ourselves for worrying. We're acknowledging that it's a normal response to a stressful situation. And because our worries are a normal response to a stressful situation, we're going to take care of our worries. Judging them, minimizing, and dismissing them is not a way to take care of our worries. It's only a way to make the worries appear bigger to us. We take care of our worries. And that's what we're doing today. Whatever you're worrying about, it's an important emotion to acknowledge. It's an important experience to take care of. I'm going to ask you a series of questions next, all related to our image. If you'd like, you can simply take in my question and reflect on it. Or if you'd like, you can take it in and then start to write about it. Worries may feel ever present in your day. However, we can think out a way so that worries don't dictate our day. They are part of our day, but they don't have to dictate our day. We can take a break from our worries. And that's my question to you. When do you want to take a break from your worries? I used to be a part of a speakers bureau, and I delivered lunch and learn workshops in the workplace on behalf of employee assistance programs. And I'll always remember this workshop that I delivered probably about 15 years ago. And an employee, a young man, sat in the front row and was very interested in this topic around stress management. And at one point, he shared that he was regularly late to work. And it happened so often that it put him into a performance review situation where it was, you have to stop being late to work or we're going to have to fire you. And he called the employee assistance program for help. And what he shared was, I am worrying so much about members of my family, I'm not sleeping. Again, a young man, we could make assumptions that he was late for work because he was partying or gaming. And in truth, his reality was he was so worried he couldn't sleep. He was a family caregiver. What the counselor suggested to him was this: set a timer, worry for 30 minutes, and at the end of the 30 minutes, move into your day, move into sleep. And he did it, and it worked. It wasn't about eliminating worrying, it was about controlling it, putting some boundaries around it. It was okay to worry within a specific time frame for him. He was giving thought and consideration to members of his family who were struggling. Through his worry, he was feeling compassionate for them. And the counselor reminded him he didn't have to worry all the time. You could apply this in your life, in your day. When do you worry? When do you take a break from your worries? You could take a break from your worries after a 30-minute worry session in the morning. I think when we feel so compassionate toward others in our life who are struggling, we might feel disrespectful to them if we are not thinking of them. And thinking of them means we might start worrying about them. And it's important for us to know that we can do that and continue into our day. So when can you take a break from your worries? Here's my next question to you. Who can you hang out with to receive support? Because you are worrying about someone, you are supporting them. Because you are worrying about someone, it's important you receive support too. So receiving support is important so you can continue to move throughout your day. So who do you want to hang out with to receive support? And as you think about this question, you could consider the options like, I want to hang out with my dog, during the daily walk. I want to hang out with my cat while we watch a little bit of Netflix. I want to hang out with my spouse while we enjoy a meal together. I want to hang out with my grandkids and receive their energy. I want to hang out with a good book because that is a great break for me. Support can show up for you in different ways at different times, and you can have a way to connect with that support when you're intentional about how to receive that support. My question again for this image is, who can you hang with to receive support? When you are hanging out with someone, because it's a supportive experience for you, you don't have to talk about your worries if you don't want to, because that's part of the break from it, right? So support can be a break from it. It doesn't necessarily always have to be, I reach out to a friend to talk about my worries, and that's how I receive support. It could be that you attend, for instance, a Friday night meeting or a book club because it gives you a break from worrying. You don't talk about it. That's support. That's support. So support can be around worries, and it could be in order to give you a break from worries. Here is my third question for you, which is, how can you be still in order to receive your wisdom? Your wisdom can be a great life guide. Oftentimes, our worries can be what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it, who to do it with. And your wisdom can offer some suggestions for you. Our wisdom is soft when we're really stressed. We can't really hear it because we're too stressed. When we're still, our wisdom has an opportunity to get louder so we can hear it. How can you be still so you receive your wisdom? Think about adding in a practice of stillness. One day a week, a few minutes over the weekend, whatever feels possible for you. And in a moment of extreme stress where you feel the pressure, it might be that you can remind yourself to take a moment for stillness. For instance, during a Carrie's hospitalization, for instance, where the stress and the pressure really is feeling unbearable, it could be that you go to a chapel inside the hospital to be quiet, to be still, to hear wisdom. It could be that you go outside for a moment. Some hospitals have gardens. You could take a walk to the garden that's part of the hospital campus. It's the stillness that can help you be quiet enough to hear your own wisdom. Here's my next question. How can you build support and services to help yourself? Our worries can be, what can we do for another? And this question is all about, what can you do for yourself? What support and services can you build for yourself? Support and services could include, for instance, therapy, like that young man that I shared about earlier. It could be a coach, could be a certified caregiving consultant, it could be a support group, it could be a daily journaling practice, it could be a regular exercise program. What are the supports and services that help you? Each month during a soul break, we also create belief statements, which again can be part of our wisdom and life guidance that can keep us moving in a good way, keep us on track with a good path. For instance, I believe every worry needs a plan. If I am worrying, I like to think about, how can I start planning? Every worry needs a plan. If you're interested in family emergency planning, I think everybody needs a family emergency plan. We have a free monthly session to help you start planning your family emergency plan on the fourth Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And all of that, all these free planning sessions we offer around family emergency planning came from this belief that I hold. Every worry needs a plan. I believe that. I do that. I am inspired by that. It's how I take care of my worries. What do you believe? And then you can get specific. For instance, if you wanted to create a belief statement around worries that you have for your own dreams and whether or not it's possible for them to actually come true, could be, I believe I have moments every day I can use toward making my dream a reality. And I believe, rather than worrying, I can actually take steps toward achieving my dream. You might have worries around the holidays, especially if the family system is changing because of caregiving. And a belief statement around your worries as it relates to the holidays could be something like, I believe I can find meaningful moments in every holiday. I believe if I'm worrying about a holiday, I can pivot to creating a meaningful moment during the holiday. If you are worried about your own health, for instance, you could have a belief statement that says, I believe I take care of my health every day with good, healthy decisions. If you are worried about the amount of courage required during a caregiving experience, because that's like enormous, we have to have courage all the time. It could be, I believe I have courage because I give myself time to create a courageous path or plan or strategy. Those are belief statements we can create that can help us also take care of our worries. Here is my last question to you today. How will you enjoy each day? A caregiving experience is a serious one, which is why we want to take a moment, at least a moment every day, to enjoy life. How will you enjoy each day? And I love this image because it just reminds us to stop and smell the roses. I do not believe that this is a rose. However, it's a beautiful flower blooming amongst all these fabulous shades of green. Such growth. Wow. Look what's possible in Mother Nature's hands, which means it's possible in ours too. How will you enjoy each day? Okay, we took a soul break from worrying. Again, I invite you to join our community, caringourway.com. We have years of archives of soul breaks. I started doing them in 2023. So we're just about to finish up our third year. And you'll find all the archives on caringourway.com. And if you ever have an idea for a soul break, reach out and let me know. I'd love to create one that meets a specific need that you have. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for all you do. Bye-bye.